the lightning-torn skies, the kingdom of Dracarys crumbles beneath the shadow of vanished dragons. The flames that once forged the kingdoms might slowly fade, leaving ruin and division. In the shadow of the citadel, Alara Dracarys, the last heir to fire, forges her destiny in steel and ash. As tensions between siblings grow, a new threat emerges, driven by the lust for power of those who would break the kingdom and rule. Old allies betray, and enemies gather, ready to devour the last vestiges of Dracarys. But in the shadows, a dragon's breath awakens, heralding a war of fire and blood. The future of the kingdom rests in the hands of those who will join the flames or be engulfed by them.
Steel must be perfect, not a weakness, not a crack, just like our family. So it is confirmed, war is inevitable, to prove that we can still protect what remains of our name.
I keep this family together. It's harder than you can imagine. Every crack. Flames don't wait, brother.
By the sacred fire, it was true. Everything they hid, everything they swore to protect. We were blind, all of us. Every battle, every loss, every betrayal. It was all a game, a trap woven for centuries. If what he says is true, then this is not just a war over land or titles. It is our very existence that is at stake. This is not just a scroll, Thalion. This is a warning, a last hope. We must act now, or everything we swore to protect will be gone forever.
The ancients knew that the power of dragons came not only from their strength or their fire. Don't you see, Thalion? This isn't just a battle. This isn't a war we can win with swords and—
In a kingdom shattered by the fall of the dragons, the ashes of the Dracarys cover a legacy.
The dragons have fallen silent, but their flame lives on within us. Every beat of my heart echoes like the roar they left behind. I will not fight for a ruined throne or for faded memories. I will fight for what can be reborn, for a future forged in fire and not ashes. Let all who betrayed us know one thing. This iron will bear their name, and their blood will nourish the soil they would defile. Alara, listen to me. There will come a day when the weight of this name, Dracarys, will rest upon your shoulders. It is not a light burden, and it is not a blessing either. It is a flame. Beautiful, powerful, but dangerous. In this world, they will seek to extinguish you, to break you, because those who fear our name know what we are capable of. But always remember this, fire is in our blood. You do not need a dragon to remind you of who you are.
I am tired of blood wars and empty promises. We are told to protect a kingdom already in ruins, but what good is that? We are but ashes in a dying fire. Yet, if there is a flame left, however small, I will fight, not for them, but for those who will come after us.
The Dracarys fight against the weight of a legacy that consumes them as much as it elevates them. In the fractured realm of the Dracarys, every step leads one step closer to destruction.
Alara, she's always been like this. Stubborn, reckless. A storm that can't be controlled or calmed. She's stronger than I'll ever be, you know? But that strength, it consumes her. She never stops, never gives herself a break. Every decision, every failure, she carries like a blade through her heart. I know that. But sometimes she forgets that she is not alone. She believes that she must face everything head on. That she must be the anchor, the shield, the sword.
You know, Thalion, you often get Alara wrong. Alara isn't just stubborn or impulsive. She's incandescent. A brute force, yes, but a force that pulls us all forward. You're always concerned with maintaining order. But she burns for change. She has never been afraid to bear what you, or me, or even Father refuse to face. The loss of our dragons, the betrayal of our allies, the fall of our name. She takes it all on her shoulders. And you?
Father taught me to never bend, to never let the flame go out. But he also—
You always talk about duty, glory, protecting this kingdom as if it were a sacred cause. But look around you. The kingdom is crumbling, our enemies surround us, and you think your honor will be enough to save what is left? We are not gods. This name you want to defend, Dracarys, is a weight that crushes us all. Father carried it to his grave, and you are following the same path. Maybe it is time to let it all fall apart.
The Dracarys family is more than a name. It is a flame that we all carry together. Our ancestors built their power not only on the fire of dragons, but on the unity of their...
Since their birth, we have raised them as our own children. Dragons are not wild.
I sometimes wonder if we did the right thing. Dragons are creatures of power, but their existence is marked by war. They will follow us to the end, but the price of their loyalty, it is a debt we can never repay. She looks down, a slight smile on her face, then turns to her sister, who stands nearby, watching the dragons with an equally thoughtful gaze.
The sorcerer is neither man nor god, but a shadow between the two.
You are more than just a fire monster. You are the last echo of our heritage, a living breath from the ashes of our past. We were taught to dominate, to control, but I know we are bound in a way few understand. You have seen the battles, the betrayals, and yet you are still here, faithful. We have been through many trials together, and even today I count on you. So show them what they have forgotten, the power of a Dracarys and his dragon.
This dragon is a reflection of our lineage, a symbol of our power and our mistakes. When I look at him, I see more than flames. I see the legacy we have built and the one we must protect. We have shared moments of solitude, pain, and victory. With each roar, I feel that the destiny of the Dracarys is linked to his. He is not just a companion in war, he is a part of us. And together, we will write the history of the kingdom, for better or for worse. I have learned to see beyond his claws and fangs to the silent wisdom in his eyes. He understands things I will never know, secrets of fire and ancient magic. And yet he remains faithful, waiting, ready to fly with us again. I must live up to this alliance. I must earn his trust, as much as his own depends on me.
When my sister and I were little, the world seemed infinitely simpler. We ran in the garden.
What we were, what we lost, will never come back. But we cannot afford to live in the past, mourning what is dead. Today we must survive, fight for what remains, and protect what can still be saved. The world has changed, but our fire is still there, however weak, and as long as it burns, we must move forward. My father raised us in fire, literally and figuratively. Every lesson he taught us, every trial, was infused with his vision of strength, sacrifice, and legacy. He taught us to never falter, to always move forward, even when the world around us was falling apart. But he was not only a fire king, he was our guide, our foundation, even if sometimes his way of loving was harsh, forged in the flames of war. Today we must honor what he built and continue on the path he set for us.
You are my daughters, and you carry within you the blood of the Dracarys, a fire that nothing can extinguish, not even the storm. The world is broken, and what we knew no longer exists. But this is not the end. It is only a new beginning, a path strewn with pitfalls that you must take with courage. You must remember one thing, and it is this. Family, your family, is your strength. If you stand together, nothing can break you. But if you separate, you will be lost in the ashes.
My father, everything he did for us, for this name we bear, for a kingdom that is burning. But sometimes I wonder if he really saw what he left behind. He thought strength was everything, that glory would save what could be saved. But I learned the hard way that war leaves only scars, and that even the greatest warrior can forget to look at those he loves. He forged me in fire, but at what cost? I'm not sure I can follow the same path.
I know how you feel, Finn, but look, he left us with something. This name, this lineage, it's ours to carry now. Not for him, not for what he wants, but for us, for our future. I prepare to fight, not just to defend this kingdom, but to protect those I love. It is too late for regrets, too late for hesitation. The war is here, and each moment that passes brings us closer to the inevitable. But I will not run. I will not hide. This fire, this legacy we carry, must guide us. I will fight so that our name is not erased, so that what we have lost is not in vain.
I am not a child of war, but I have learned to fight for what is dear to me.
We have been shaped by suffering and sacrifice, but it has also taught us to be strong. Every scar on our skin is a testament to our survival, to our struggle against adversity. The world we knew is crumbling, but we will not be crushed. If war is inevitable, then we will make it our greatest victory. We have fire within us, and that fire will not go out, even if the world burns around us.
What we are doing here is not just a battle. It is the fight for our future, for our children, for everything we have built. Our enemies believe that we are weakened, that we are divided, but they are wrong. The fire of the Dracarys still burns within us, and we will show them that this fire never goes out. We are united in this fight, and as long as we stand together, no one will be able to stop us.
With the dawn comes new hope. Together we can begin to heal.
Chaos. Dragons rose from the clouds, their scales glinting in the pale moonlight. Their roars tore through the silence, and their flames set the thatched roofs ablaze, turning the houses to ashes. Terrified inhabitants ran through the alleys, desperate for shelter. Children cried. Church bells rang out, and warriors, armed with simple spears, tried in vain to repel the creatures. The dragons, merciless, swept away everything in their path, their wings casting a sinister shadow over the village. In the distance, an old man whispered, "The prophecy is fulfilled."
La guerre, elle est un feu insatiable, tout comme les dragons que nous affrontons. Chaque victoire semble nous rapprocher de la paix, mais chaque cri, chaque flamme ravive la haine. Ces créatures ne sont ni nos ennemis, ni nos alliés. Elles sont un rappel que notre colère nous consume autant qu'elle consume nos terres. Nous devons devenir plus grands que cette guerre, ou elle nous dévorera comme eux. Vous êtes plus qu'une armée. Vous êtes l'espoir de ce monde brisé. Les dragons, ces flammes vivantes, ne voient en nous que des ombres faibles et éphémères. Mais ils ne comprennent pas. Ce n'est pas l'acier de nos lames ou la puissance de nos arcs qui les terrassera. C'est notre unité, notre courage et notre refus de plier sous leur tyrannie. Aujourd'hui, nous partons non pour survivre, mais pour revendiquer notre droit de vivre sans peur.
I don't understand. Why do people always want to fight? Why is it that anger always wins? Dad says you have to be strong to survive, but I don't just want to survive. I want people to stop being afraid all the time. It's beautiful up there, but everyone hates them because they destroy everything. And maybe they hate us too. Maybe we're not so different.
My life, a chain woven of fire and ash. I was born in a storm, and every step I've taken since has been marked by the roar of battle. They say I'm a child of dragons, their burning breath coursing through my veins. But is that really a blessing? I was taught that power is the key to survival, that the world only respects strength. So I took that power. I let the weak tremble before me and the strong fall at my feet. But the truth is, this power doesn't fill the void.
I am seen as a warrior, a conqueror, an heir to fire and chaos, but that is not what I wanted to be. I bear a name that people fear, Dracarys, a name that means destruction, terror. But behind that name, there is just a woman who wanted to protect what she loved. And look where it got me. I lost my home, my husband, and even what I am. With each battle, I feel less alive. As if the fire of the dragons was not only burning the world around me, but also my heart.
They say I was born to rule, that it was written in the stars that my blood is that of kings, but all I see is a broken kingdom, lands in ashes, people who look at me like I have the answers, when all I have are doubts. I grew up with the idea that strength is everything, that to survive you must crush those who stand in your way. I believed those lies, and now I see what they cost me. Each victory has taken me further from who I was.
You look at me with judgment. You whisper that I am a monster, a traitor, a scourge on this world. Perhaps you are right. But tell me, is it a crime to refuse the chains? To stand up to a fate you never chose? I grew up in the shadow of the greats, picking up the crumbs they dropped. I was taught that sacrifice was the key to loyalty, that submission was the price to pay for peace. But those lessons, I burned them, just like those who imposed them on me. I do not seek to be loved.
All this, all these battles, all these flames, what is it really for? We claim to be masters, conquerors, but we are only pawns in a game beyond our control. Since I was a child, I was taught that my blood was special, that the Dracarys were destined to rule, to dominate. But all I have seen is the pain that this destiny leaves behind. Lands reduced to ashes, broken hearts, and a loneliness so vast that it seems to devour everything else.
The future, it is never truly ours, but it is up to us to chart the course for those who come after. My family bears a name forged in fire and soaked in blood. Dracarys, a name that evokes destruction, but also rebirth. We have been warriors, rulers, and exiles. We have borne the weight of this world on our shoulders, but we have also contributed to its suffering. I want my children to remember that we are not simply the descendants of the flames. I do not know if I will see that day, but I believe in them. They will be greater than we are, wiser. And if the fire is reborn one day, I hope they will know how to guide it, rather than be consumed by it. The Dracarys family has seen the worst of this world. But if we have learned one thing, it is that even in the ashes, life always finds a way to rise.